Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the right way to pay contractors. So we've talked previously in another blog post about hiring a general contractor versus your own subcontractors. And so when it comes to paying your contractors, this is where I hear a lot of people who just get burned by contractors. In fact, it's kind of the growing pains of being a real estate investor if you're flipping houses or dealing with contractors is you have a contractor who you pay some money, they run off on you, and you just lost that money. So here's how you do this to where you should never lose money with a contractor. Okay, step number one, never pay a contractor upfront for work they haven't done. Now this seems kind of logical, but usually what happens is a contractor will come and they'll say, great, here's my price. You say your price looks good. When can you start? I can start tomorrow or whenever. And then you're ready to go. And that contractor will say, look, I need some money to get started, right? We've all heard that. I need some money to get started. And the argument is, I got to go buy materials and I'm not going to front my money on materials because, what if you stiff me, right? They have the same concern we have, which is, what if I don't get paid? So that's a very legitimate concern. A lot of contractors have that concern. I would too if I was a contractor. So here's how I handle it. I ask the contractor, I say, okay, if your price, let's just say is $2,000, you're doing some painting, it's $2,000. What I will do is I will say, I will pay you upfront for your materials, okay? Now, let me stop right there. I'm not writing them a check for materials because where's that check gonna go? It's gonna go to, their car payment or cell phone payment and maybe some of the materials, and now you have a problem. So what I say is I say, okay, I will pay for your materials. Where do you get your materials? Who's your supplier? I'll pay directly for your materials. So if $2,000 is the cost, let's just keep it simple. If $1,000 of that is material and they're getting that from, Sherwin-Williams, then I will pay directly to Sherwin-Williams for that order of paint for my project. It's a little bit of extra work, right? Because now, you're paying the suppliers, or if it's Home Depot. If it's Home Depot, what I say is I say, you go down to Home Depot, you pull your list, you can go to the contractor section of Home Depot, you can give them a list of what you need, they'll pull the list, it's ready for delivery, I'll pay it, I'll call up or have my assistant call up, make that payment on my Home Depot card or my account or my credit card or whatever, I pay for it, contractor picks it up and goes to the job. Okay, so we've covered materials, that's their concern. Now labor, I do not pay until they are 100% done with the job. So the sooner you get done, the sooner I do a walkthrough inspection and everything's satisfactory, I'll cut you a check for the other $1,000 which covers your labor. Now if you're using subcontractors, what that means is you've got lots of people doing a little piece of the pie, right? So if we're doing this $30,000 rehab, we may have 15 subcontractors all doing $2,000 worth of work, right? Somebody's doing a roof, somebody's doing carpet, somebody's doing kitchen, somebody's doing plumbing. So they all have a piece of the overall cost of a rehab. So usually those jobs are pretty quick. They're in there for a few days or maybe up to a week. They can float their labor until they're done and then you pay them for the labor. I promise you if you follow this system of paying for their materials, now you've got all the materials on site, so there's no reason why they should come back and say, I need some more money for materials. And then you don't pay for the labor part of it until after they're 100% complete. Now, when I say 100%, I don't hold back 10%. Holding back 10% isn't enough. The last 10% is the hardest part of any job. Most contractors will gladly walk away from that last 10% because that's the detail, that's the hard part, that's the punch list. So what I do is when they say, hey Jerry, I'm done, I need paid, is we do a walkthrough, we write out a punch list and say, here's 10 things that aren't done yet that still need done, or 5 things or whatever. Get those done and I'll get you paid. You'll train your contractors very quickly on this system of making sure they're getting money for their materials where they're not fronting money, solves that concern, and then you're not paying for any labor, the rest of it, until after it's 100% done. So I've been following that system for years now, and it's been a long time since I've had any issues with contractors. I learned this the hard way, like everything I've learned. I had a general contractor, which we talked about that. He said, Jerry, I'm ready to go. He gave me a price, everything looked good. He said, I need $7,000 right now, and I'll have 15 guys here tomorrow. I paid him $7,000, guess what? Gone, never heard of again. Because I paid it up front. Mistake that I had to learn the hard way. So take this to heart, use this on your next project. and from now on, and I promise you it will erase any issues you have with contractors. Again, if you have any questions about this, have any comments, suggestions, ideas, whatever, maybe you disagree with me, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your comments and I will respond to your comments. All right.